trying to get this set up so if anyone does appear in chat, I can see what's going on. I'm very new to this, so forgive me for my lack of understanding. Alright. So, got a little bit of time today, so we should mute that. I guess this is live. Alright. Okay, so I do have, still in this Dreamscape Cup, but I haven't got to a point where I could have like live gameplay of this. It's kind of, he may be free for like an hour or so, and then I didn't see it until like an hour later because I was doing something, so I haven't been able to just capture this one like I was able to do the last one. But right now, we are in okay shape. Show you the deck. So Hedron Berserker, one of my favorite cards in the set, just to be able to switch from having 3 rune to having 3 attack. We have 2 cards that can give us insight. I finally found out what the orange thing was. I saw someone on the forum said that the orange circles are called insight, which, you know, I forgot. And also, I'm gonna circle Despair's name. How you see his icon, whoops. How you see how his icon has like a white glowing board around it. That lets you know the person that went second. Thank GP Extreme for that one. But we should play a game. Hopefully I can find a game. Ooh, we got a couple of options. So, man, what the? I was hoping to find one that was Dreamscape. It doesn't have to be Dreamscape though. It can kind of be anything, but it doesn't need to be 10 minutes because I'm gonna be doing explanations while I make plays, and I'm sure I'll run over that time because sometimes it's hard for me to get my words and my thoughts together. All right, so and let's do this one at the top. Go ahead and join that one. All right. We play the waiting game. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Ooh, gotta remember this set. Well, these sets. So this is a good opportunity to just make the better plays that's on the board right now. In a one-on-one game, I find almost any card that banishes from the center row to be quite good. Wandering a Scar, I feel it's a very, very high purchase. Trophy Hunter's good too for this Horde and Whelp effect. But we're going to go with the Wandering Scar because if he gets Trophy Hunter, we can handle that. That's no problem. And if he doesn't get Trophy Hunter, we'll probably get Trophy Hunter and Heavy Infantry. So we can get at the Horde and Whelp or the Nothing Man. Five. Elder Skeptic. Heavy Infantry. Okay. Not a bad play. Well, no, it's not a bad play. I can't. I know, like, my train of thinking, it's not always right. So when people do things that I would question, it's by no means that isn't a good play. It's just something I wouldn't have done personally. I think Trophy Hunter's value right now is really good. So we have a lot of low stuff right now. So we'll go ahead and follow that with Heavy Infantry. The frame rate right now is probably kind of bad. Like, my computer is, I got this in 2010. It's a desktop. But, you know, not the best thing right now. So, we can Trophy Hunter Militia into Nothing Man. Nothing Man gets us Soul Gems. Or we could get the Horde and Whelp. Nah. Trophy Hunter Militia. Nothing Man. Wandering Ascara. Wow, Judah Militia. That's fine. Opponent has a little bit of attack. So the thing that probably help him the most going forward would be the additional 1 floating attack potential he could have from Horde and Whelp. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. I'm not feeling the I'm not really feeling the heavy. I'm not feeling the heavy. Could be leaving. I mean, I would leave 1 point on the board. And that's a way of saying that you had the chance to buy a card that was worth honor, but you decided not to. Because I don't think its utility is going to be that good going forward. I have the Trophy Hunter I can rely on, at least right now for the time being. Vandal Soul doesn't have a lot of utility. There's no constructs in play, nor will there be any constructs in play for a while. So the 3 honor you get from it, by buying a heavy to invest in the deck for that potential that we see right now isn't very good. So we're gonna end the turn. Three, 2. Spider Witch. Constructing Horror. So Spider Witch. It may have been a mistake on my part. Spider Witch is one of those cards. You get it early enough. Like, it gives you 2 points at the end of the game. Will get you 2 honor at the end of the game. And every time you play it, it gets 2 honor. Let's say you never combine it for its Unite effect. Ever. You'll still probably see that card 3, 4 to 5 times. So let's just say on average, you're going to see it 4 times. 4 times with 2 honors, 8. Plus a 2 it gives you at the end of the game. So we're just going to kind of keep like a mental tally of like how much that Spider Witch actually puts in work. So Nothing Man. I'm probably going to use Nothing Man because I'm 1 attack away from killing a Fettered Soul. And I'm 2 buy away from buying something in the center row. This turn is not very productive if I don't do anything. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice on the Nothing Man and see what happens. Pretty good. Pretty good. Gain a Soul Gem or Void Mesmer. Ooh, that's Soul Gem. I'm a big fan of the Mystery Box. Why get the sure thing when you can get the Mystery Box? Especially like, I mean, we're playing for fun. I mean, the game is just playing for fun anyway. But I'm saying, like, we're not in a cup, we're not in a tournament. It's just for our enjoyment. So yeah, we can experiment a little bit. Okay, he has 1. Well, now he has 2 Lifebound that can work in conjunction with one another. So could be a little bit problematic. Cultist is our only hit, and whatever we buy shouldn't really. We shouldn't purchase so much right now based on what is on the board, more so than what the board can be once we shuffle. Because we buy a card now, we have 9 cards left in the deck. We buy a card now, the card we buy doesn't immediately get used on the next turn because we're not shuffling. And probably not the turn after that either, because we're going to have 4 cards left in the deck. We're going to draw 4, shuffle it, and draw 1. So the card I'm buying probably won't have a meaningful effect until 3 turns from now. And I do have some banish potential. There is a Fettered Soul that's a pretty low cost. So if I wanted to control the monsters, I could. But my opponent is gaining honor with the Spider Witch. So it may be in our best interest to try to end the game a little bit faster. So maybe we should kind of lean more towards an attacking strategy. So, can my opponent attack though? He just has a random heavy. Yeah, he just has a random heavy. So Um, I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna get Mystic right now. So Mystic better utilizes the rune we have for the turn, because if we buy a heavy infantry, we have one rune that's floating. Now, even though the point value is the same, we are buying for the future and not necessarily for right now. So let's see what he has. He has 6. So he will probably get Temple Guardian. He'll probably get Temple Guardian. He Soul Collector. Add a soul counter to this every time you defeat a monster. Okay. So the little monsters we are gonna wreck, so he doesn't have any opportunity to kill that stuff going forward. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a Wanderer and a Skara. So Temple Guardian can pretty much clear any monster that's out there. We bought a heavy. Why don't we buy a heavy infantry? Be right back. All right. Okay. They would just have to live with the decision that the heavy infantry probably wasn't the best thing to get. Oh, but the Temple Guardian is good. Yeah, the Temple Guardian is good. So, since we already know for certain, I want that card. That's a good card. I want that. We should buy first. And if something scary comes out, then we'll deal with it when it comes out. Wandering. Get rid of little guy. Fanatic. Void Militia. Yeah. Look at all that. Woo, look at all that attack. Look at all that attack. Got so much attack in the hand. So for Void Rising, and this is defeat a monster, gain extra 1 or once per turn. Banish your card in your hand or discard valve. Okay. Alright. So we may can get some banish going on. Oh. So constructing horror. Reveal cards from the center onto a card a hero without paying its cost and banish every other card that way. Ooh, let's get lucky. Bam. Honey Siren. Does that need to go to the top? Yeah, we'll put that. Oh, no, I understand that acquires it. So Honey Siren. We could banish 2 cards. Or we can hit Vandal Soul. Yeah, let's go with the Vandal Soul. Grease Monk. So right now I feel we are slightly in the lead. And nothing is too appetizing on the board. So even though Greasemont's, it's a good card. It's a pretty good card. But look how many cards left in the deck. We won't see it for quite a while, so the board may change by the time. So especially if it's not a card that is extremely good, it's not really worth trying to change the board. If we feel like we're winning, it's not worth to change the board. So he has 3-2. And we have 15 life right now. Health. Honor. Like, I'm going to keep getting the names. I'm going to try to use the appropriate names for what this stuff is called. You buy with the rune. You attack with the power. And you get the honor for the points. That shouldn't be hard to remember. Beestaffed. One of my absolute favorite cards. I'm very biased towards cards that give you 1 attack. Or say any construct that gives you some amount of attack. Because the malicious I haven't been able to get rid of, they're now going to be producing 1 honor every time I do. At least, minimum if I hit a fanatic. And the Beestaff's effect, if I don't properly utilize how much rune I have throughout the turn, I can use the effect, can reveal the top card. If it's nothing, that 1 was not going to be spent anyway. But if it is, free points. So, the beast. And we got a lot of low stuff. It doesn't really matter so much right now. We could then deck a little bit. And surprisingly, no, I don't want to thin the deck right now. Yeah. 5. Okay. Soul Gem. So we got 5. I mean, that was the right thing. Because the acid crawl is like... okay. So this is something else that is quite... I feel is something most people may not consider with this hand. So I have Wandering Scar, which is a fantastic card, but the problem is we don't have any cards in the deck. So if we draw, it's going to shuffle the remaining 12 cards, and then, it's going to shuffle those 12 cards, and we're going to draw 1. Which means I'm not going to have Alonso Marshall nor Wandering Scar in the deck. I love Alon. Alon's a very good effect. So we should just try to make the best of the other 5 cards in our hand, so we can at least have those 2 back in the deck when time arises. So I got some point stuff. And none of this is like... probably should get a little bit more buy. We'll fully utilize this. We will... we're gonna get 1, 1, and we're gonna use Fanatic's effect. Get rid of Press. And we're just gonna end the turn. So we got 5. We can put something on top. Play Soul Collector. Okay. None of that is that fearful to have to worry about. I think I'd rather just put a Mystic on top next turn. It's still quite the even game right now, but Elemental Depth. Elemental Depth's quite good. So you get depth to the top. Like before, we could use the One Apprentice to buy either Grease Monk or Void Militia, but he does have Soul Collector in play. And the board's not very good, so we could possibly free up a good card for him to separate the very close margin we're at right now, because I'm not sure who's winning. Or a lower monster could come out and he can start getting that consistent attack going. So we're just going to end the turn. This hand. Pretty good. 5-1. Coming up a little bit short. He got some honor though. So weapon. Greasy. Okay. Hand's not good. Just realized I'm slouching. Set up kind of properly, because I was like this before. Okay, my bad. Let's not banish anything. I hit 2 cultists. A little thankful that he keeps coming up a little bit short. Get Fanatic on him. Get Fanatical. Chances of me getting enough attack for the Acid Crawler. It's not good. But we're gonna, since we're about to shuffle soon, because we got 4 cards left in the deck, so our next hand we're gonna be shuffling. We're gonna go ahead and use Fanatic's effect now to get rid of an Apprentice. I keep thinking I can drag. Alright. What do we fear? If we fear something, we need to hold on to the Wonder and the Scar. Because that way we can get rid of the threat afterwards. We could get Honey Siren. It's like right now. Oh yeah, we should get Honey Siren. Honey Siren works well in conjunction with Beast Staff. But we gotta look what's left in the deck. Okay. So cards left in the deck. So with no Alliance left, B Staff is left. Align, B Staff. So it's 2 apprentices out there, 3 apprentices, 4, 5, 6 apprentices. And we've got rid of 2, so all the apprentices are gone. So there's a Mystic left, a Honey Siren. No, it's a Mystic, a B Staff, a Line, and Heavy Infantry. There are some whiffs there. We're just going to go with Honey Siren. That's fine. So it's a weird game. Normally I have a pretty set. I'm gonna move the camera down a little bit because I realize I'm more of a sloucher. 7. See, that's fine. But that weapon, woo, that weapon, we were close. That could have been kind of bad. You know, realize I have 11 minutes left. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Some rats. So we're gonna be playing like a little bit quicker now. So Apprentice effect, B Staffed. It's Elemental Adept. I'm gonna play it. And of course we're gonna pick Elemental Adept. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw. Yeah, that wasn't even good. That was kind of shitty. I couldn't clear both of them. See, now those pose some threats now. Because I don't have the card to get rid of them anymore. Squirrel tree. I mean, I could put some on the to the top to guarantee I get points. See what we got. 1 point. Lets me know. Mystic to the top. That's good. Opponent's going second though. It's a really weird game. But we got 6 attack. So it's enough to kill anything that's in the center row right now. We can kill Acid Crawler. Because he has a Soul Collector giving 1 attack. Oh man. Need to see where we messed up at. I can't see my own log, but I can, I can use my brain. Like, did we mess up somewhere? Because I don't think we're losing. We're not as ahead as I would like to be. I feel like it's a 5 to 7 point difference between us. He still has 5 cards in hand. See, something's finna die. Yeah. Something's about to die. He's digging. Oh. Oh. None died then. That hand is perfect. 6 attack for the Acid Crawler. 4 buy for the Spark Sprayer. That's a 10-point turn. That's damn good. And we still got the 1 attack that's floating. I don't know what it's gonna do, but there's some bigger potential of what we can kill. So let's get the Spark Sprayer and Acid Crawler. Okay. So our next turn is probably our last. As we went first because I don't have the glowing thing around my ball guy. But he does have the glowing thing around his Spiked Vixen, I believe. Yeah, so he does have it around that. So we can Temple Guardian. Well, we can. Oof. We won't get too excited. We'll see what's in play first. We'll see what he does. He's probably gonna buy Temple Guardian because it's the most amount of points. But that Lionheart though, and we can't add because we have 4 buy. But there's some hope. There is some hope. We could use Fanatic's Effect, ditch the Militia, and hope for a random card. Yeah. Because there's not too many cards that's worse. There's hardly anything that's worse than Militia. There are some cards that are worse than Militia. So, like, for right now, I think Druid of the Stone Circle is like a 4 cost. I think it's a Soul Gem. It's a 4 cost. You could put a hero you put a hero that's 3 or less to the top of your deck. I would not want that right now. I would rather have the 1 attack to lower the honor pool by 1. So I'm still getting 1 point, but it just increases the clock for my opponent. decreases the clock for my opponent. Man, words. Words are difficult today. We're gonna ditch that. Straw. Ooh wee. All right. Put that to the top. Use 1. Beast's effect. Gain 3. Temple. Bound of Soul. And that's all we can do. But just going off the honor that's been gained, I have 41. And he has 16. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's a win because the honor value from the cards definitely plays a big role. It's normally about 30 to 40% of your points are from the honor you gained, and 60 to 70% are from the cards. Did he? I can return a construct to my hand. That's fine. So 1 attack, 2 attack. 1, 2, 3 by E-Adept. So I got 1 attack, 2 attack, 3 attack, 4 attack. Dream Machine would do the most amount of damage. So we need to get rid of that. We could keep that on top to guarantee that we get 1 honor. We don't have to be greedy. But sometimes greed is good. So we're just going to get rid of it. So, Beast Staff. We're not going to change the board because we feel like we're winning. Bad things happen when you change the board and you're not winning. I've learned. Bad things can happen. So defeat. Let's use this effect. Spike Vixen. Oh, I was gonna have Apprentice on top. That's terrible. But thankfully we drew. So now we can see what's on top. Aw, shit. Alright, it's fine. So the amount of points we gained that turn. We gained 3. We bought a heavy, so that's 4. We hit Fanatic. That's 5. That wasn't that good, to be honest. I think I'm going to play another game after this, but I'll probably end this video and start another game. Just so the video won't be so long. Because I feel like I've been playing close to 45 minutes probably. Because I've played myself 27. I know I've been doing a lot of narration. But see, his turn looks to be more beneficial. Scar of Souls. Templar. No dice. Use effect again. What you got? Just don't be Dartha. That's the best time to get that card. When I can't draw anymore. attack, 2-3. So I get 2 points off of that. And we got the W. So MVPs. Use that effect like 3 or 4 times. That was pretty good. Now, the Spider Witch he had, they gained the 2 honor. I should have been mentally counting, but I honestly wouldn't. But I feel like he only played that maybe 3 times. But it's still like it's an 8-point card. Now, it's always something to consider. Whenever you have a card that just gains honor, because he didn't pair with a Soul Gem, I don't believe, but it's a card that just gained honor. If that was a Mystic, could he have, you know, bought cards that would have further progressed his deck instead of getting the honor? But those cards early game, they still pay huge dividends. Just to say one card, you know, gained you 6 honor and it's worth 2 at the end of the game. That's still pretty big. So still waiting for that game, so I think I will end it here. I will try to play 1 game a day. No, that's too big of a commitment because of work. I would try to be on here as much as I can. I'll just say that. Because I think someone put up like why no one tried to stream this game, or where there's more like I guess analytical thinking in terms of like strategy and that kind of stuff. Because there's a strategy forum part on Ascension game, I believe, but it's almost kind of a barren wasteland at this point. And video is kind of the better way of displaying that. It's one thing to show, well, it's one thing to say, hey, in this situation you should get this situation you should get this, but you almost need a snapshot of what the board's looking like, what each person has in their deck to be able to answer those situations. So hopefully me playing and explaining helps a few people out. And I learned the same way too. So hopefully if this gets a little bit more popular, and there may be some people in chat I can interact with, because I think one person popped in. But it is midday. It's midday on a Tuesday, so you know I don't expect that anyway. But eventually I can talk with chat and we can kind of go over why I made a certain play, or what play they would do instead, and maybe, you know, I'll learn a thing or two as well. You know, no one's perfect at this. We're just trying to have as much fun as we can, and 2, learn as much as you can. As long as you got those 2 things going on, looking pretty good. All right, I will catch you all later.